Hello and welcome to live coverage of today's game from the German 3rd Division. Today's game comes from Essen in Nordrhein-Westphalia, and as you can see, it's going to be the local side Rot-Weiss Essen against Borussia Dortmund 2, the reserve team of Borussia Dortmund, who are expecting over 16,000 people in this Loken derby. A chance for fans and friends to get together and see these two teams in action. Two teams struggling towards the bottom of the German 3rd Division. So it's an important game, not just for local rivalry or for bragging rights, but also to get 3 vital points at the back end of this division. I'll just run through the two teams for you. For the home side, Essen, we expect to see a 4-2-3-1 formation with Goltz in goal, a back four, an experienced back four of Wiegel, Rios Alonso, Herzenbruch and Felix Bastians, the captain. The two that sit deep in midfield will be Tarnat and Goetze. That's the younger brother of course, Mario Goetze. And then, of course, the 3 attackers, Musel down the right, Eisfeld as the number 10, and then Kefke down the left with Berlinski, the lone striker. For the visitors from Dortmund, well, they've got a couple of experienced players in the side today, with Paslak, the most experienced, playing on the right side of defence. But their 3-4-1-2 formation should be Lotka in goal, Koulibaly, Dams and Collins at the back. Rotter, who's also played for the first team, he's going to play left wing back with Paslak on the right hand side. Papadopoulos and Polman in the middle, with Eberwein behind the front two of Njinma and Otuali. Borussia Dortmund currently just 2 goals outside the relegation zone, so vital for them. Essen 4 points ahead, maybe not in need of points just as badly as Dortmund are, but still they'll be looking to get a vital victory against their local rivals. The temperature today in Essen is about 10 degrees Celsius, which is about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect real weather for football, really. Not too cold. May see some showers later on, but as we get things underway, of course, it's Essen going from left to right in their white shirts and red shorts. And we hope to see an early goal in this game to really get things up and running. Papadopoulos went for the ball and already decided that his opponent Kefke had dived, but Papadopoulos, that's the kind of player you expect to see with him, always giving everything he has. But an early opportunity for Essen to lift the ball into the 18-yard box. And it will be the left winger Kefke. Maybe the angle not the best, but in it goes. Wind may go against him, and in the end it's easy for the keeper. I think from that free kick we can see that the wind is currently also from left to right. That's a good ball forward from Rotter. And Jinma has the pace to get past the defender, but in the end it's a good covering tackle. It's Herzenbruch that went across. The youngster Koulibaly takes the throw quickly. Eberwein lifts it into the box, but there's no one in a yellow shirt. Dortmund will be looking to see those midfielders get forward, make up the numbers in attack with Otuali, the youngster, as the main man up front. Rutter with a long throw, looking for the flick on, but it's headed clear. And Berlinski tries to continue the clearance, but it's going to come back from Rutter. Does well to get round his man. Now Polman, can he find the cross? 3 waiting for it. And the shot from distance is a decent effort. Papadopoulos with the first time left foot shot, and Goltz flying to his right hand side. Slight deflection, I think, on the shot from Papadopoulos. We'll see it again here, and yeah, was spinning towards goal. Don't think it would have found the bottom corner, but Goltz decided it was better to take no chances. Now Pohlmann with the corner, 5 to aim for in the box. Keeper comes and doesn't get there, and well, that could have gone anywhere. I think it was Koulibaly, the young defender, that found himself on the end of that corner. Good delivery from Pohlmann into a dangerous area, and Koulibaly, once he got there, well, perhaps he should have done better. Free header really for the youngster. But it's a good start from Borussia Dortmund 2. Now a chance to run at the defence. Berlinski tries to get around Dumps, and perhaps the defender a little bit fortunate. Berlinski doesn't think he touched him. But I think Berlinski will want to do that more than once this afternoon. Be interesting to see what it was that made Dumps stumble. Didn't appear to be much in it from Berlinski. But Dumps is the experienced defender of the three, with Collins and Koulibaly born, I think, in 2004 and 2003 respectively. So both youngsters. And here he is again, the captain, Niklas Dumps. Koulibaly looking for the run over the top. Defenders kind of getting each other's way, but they do enough. And again, Koulibaly happy to see the ball go out of play. The manager, Christoph Dabrowski, manager of Essen, would have loved to have seen a better season so far. And when these two teams played earlier in the season in Dortmund, it finished 1-0 to the home side then. It was a pretty even game if memory serves me right. But these two sides both would have wanted better seasons as Koulibaly tries to pick his way through midfield. Again, the covering Wiegel does enough. And that's what you like to see from your centre-halves. A desire to move forward with the ball, cause a few problems in midfield. Flicked on, lovely flick on, and he's through now, Wiegel. 2 to aim for, third coming in at the far post. In he comes, oh, I thought he was going to get there. Lovely cross from Wiegel with Eisfeld making the late run. Simple play from Rot-Weiss Essen. Long ball football really, simple flick on, but Rutter was out of position. And Wiegel had the time to pick across. And there's not much in it. Eisfeld just a few steps behind the flight of the ball. First time we've seen Essen be an attacking force. Difficult chance for Bastians to take. Bastians, of course, 34 now. Spent many years playing in the Bundesliga for Freiburg before moving on to China, I think, for a bit before he found his way via a couple of stations back to German football. Collins getting a long ball forward, headed clear, and Eisfeld can keep it in. And again looks for an early run over the top. Berlinski pushed away from the ball, and I think the offside flag has gone up. But again, you see Berlinski is happy to make those runs behind the centre-backs. And central defenders do not like that. There's the manager of the Dortmund second team, Jan Zimmermann. New man, only his second game in charge since Christoph Preußer was sacked a couple of weeks ago. We're going to see a different Dortmund now under their new manager. Last week, in the first game in charge, they lost 2-1 at home to Saarbrücken. Again, simple ball over the top. Otuali will chase it. And Bastians, with all the experience he has, able to lift it clear. Pohlmann needs a runner, finds it, and Jim has got 3 to aim for, but he's put it behind all of them. Needed to see where the runners were going. Belinsky, that's a lovely flick round the corner. Maybe a shot from distance if they can find it, but there's no one out there. It was the new man, Musel, with the poor decision. Would have been a shot from distance, a difficult one to put on target, but if you're the right winger and you've moved inside, you have to be certain that the fullback is on the overlap behind you. Now Rota to Papadopoulos. Doesn't like being under trouble, but does well to get away from the challenge. Still going, Papadopoulos, and he's brought down. Again, the fullback Wiegel looking to see how much damage he did. See the ball not rolling perfectly on the grass today. Not the best condition, but this is proper football. This is not everyone gets to play on carpets made of grass. Control has to be perfect at this level. We see the ball bobbling all over the place. Now Papadopoulos to Koulibaly. Dumps. Papadopoulos has time to turn, look to play it wide, but it's a poor pass, really, a bit rushed. And you see again, Goltz having trouble controlling the ball. Pohlmann, Rota, round the corner from Jimma. That's another corner, is it? Yep, corner given to the visitors. Rios Alonso, who scored in their last home game, Rot-Weiss Essen. 2 weeks ago against Duisburg, Rios Alonso got the opening goal in that game. But again, Essen, well, they haven't won a game since before the World Cup. They've got a few draws at home in the last few games, but can they... Well, that's a foul on the keeper for sure. And again, Papadopoulos putting all on the line, but I think the referee wants to check to see if the keeper's okay before he decides what to do with Papadopoulos. He's got his eyes on the ball the whole way, to be fair to Papadopoulos. He's not trying to hurt the keeper. He knows the challenge is coming. And Goltz actually did pretty well in the end. Left exposed by his defenders, had to get there. Now Eberwein again over the top from Jimma. First touch needs to be good, and it wasn't. Eisfeld buys a cheap free kick. But again, Papadopoulos, like a hunting dog really, just goes for the ball wherever it comes. Every team needs at least one of those players, and if he can marry that desire with a bit more quality, could easily find himself in the Dortmund first team. Again, poor first touch from Musel. And Jinma does well to skip away from a couple. You see lots of players looking down at the turf. Tarnat Tried to find a teammate, but it was well anticipated from Collins, and that's a really good through ball for Njinma. Rota into the box. Trying to claim handball, but he knew nothing about it. And Koulibaly just using his body to ease Belinsky away from it, but... well, that's a foul, surely. Amazed that Koulibaly got away with that. Well, the game will continue. That's a poor pass from Dumps. He's into the box. Going to be an opening goal. What a save. Thomas Eisfeld. Once he got to the ball first, I thought he was bound to score. But Lotka somehow sticks his right boot out to divert it wide. Here we go again with Essen. Can they get the first goal? Now Njinba looking to break. That's a lovely pass for Eberwein. Keep the ball moving. And Njinba doesn't have the pace to keep it in. I think Njinba was a little bit tired. Didn't want the ball back. Wanted Eberwein to continue with it. But that was the first big chance of the game for Rot-Weiss Essen. And Eisfeld, having got there, really should have put it past the keeper, but Lotka, to his credit, I'm not quite sure how he got there. I'd love to see a replay of that, but we've played almost 15 minutes here. The score, of course, is still Rot-Weiss Essen 0, Borussia Dortmund 0. But it's been an exciting first quarter of an hour. Goetze. Ball down the middle, looking for Belinsky. It was a bit behind him, and you can see at the bottom of the screen, Wiegel and Musil wanted the ball down the right-hand side. But there's the pass from Dams. This is the replay. Eisfeld got there, and I mean, you've got to give Lotka credit, because that is an incredible save. Really had no business getting anywhere near that shot. But kept things level. Pohlmann under pressure again. Looking for a teammate to pass it to. Will go out wide to Collins. Now Koulibaly. Looking to play it earlier. Crossfield pass was poor. That's decent play. And the referee, I think... well, I can see why he didn't give that. It was a good piece of skill to get the ball past Collins. But I think afterwards he just ran into the defender. I'm not sure Collins had any intention of bringing him down. And now we're going to see, I think, maybe a yellow card of the game. We are. Herzenbruch it is. Well, that's just as blatant as it gets from Herzenbruch. Felix Herzenbruch, his fourth yellow card of the season. The first yellow card of the day. A silly one to give away. Even though Njinma had got past him, he was still closer to the touchline than he was to goal. Had lots of work to do. Sometimes it's okay to get beaten if it's in an area that's not dangerous. Pohlmann again. Good area, but Goetze with the header away. Very much your all-action midfielder is Goetze. Flicked on from Papadopoulos. Out into a dangerous area. If Koulibaly can get there, and he's gone down. Will the referee bring it back for a foul? I'm not sure he's going to. Nice play from Rota, but again, Eisfeld stuck to the task. And you see The grass cutting up pretty badly. As we often say, it's the same for both sides. Goetze again into the tackle early. Now Röther needs to find a teammate. Pohlmann wants to get it back. Passing just not good enough right now from either side as Koulibaly plays it all the way back to Lotka. Now Collins looking for the run of Otuali. Might get there. Herzenbruch perhaps fortunate not to give away a penalty there. Otuali was being held. You see it again, falls over his head, and once he's there, there's arms from the defender all over Otuali. Would have been perhaps cynical to fall over under that pressure, but I'd have been tempted, because Herzenbruch has started the game poorly. First time looking for the run of Mörsel. Rios Alonso round the corner from Wiegel. That's a good ball. Berlinski, if he's onside, he's through. But the flag has gone up. Home fans don't like that decision. But he stands on the shoulder of the last defender, does Ron Berlinski. Doesn't like it when the decision goes against him, but keeps those defenders honest. Doesn't allow them to get far up the pitch. Eberwein. Back to Collins. Dortmund need to be better at playing the ball through midfield. That's a better pass from Koulibaly, and Papadopoulos has space. Long range shot from Papadopoulos, and I think into the wind. Not the best idea to shoot from distance. And we look at the replay there, looks like he is a little bit offside, running behind Niklas Dams. Pretty brave from Herzenbruch to head that ball. Again, Pohlmann loses out, but it breaks for Dortmund. Paslak skips away from one challenge, but it's going to break for Dortmund, and Papadopoulos finds Röther down this left-hand side. Tom Röther, only one to aim for, plays it short for Otuali. It's a decent idea. But for Otuali to beat both centre-halves by himself might be difficult. And Rios Alonso. Offside flag stays down as Njima looks to go past Rios Alonso. Nice play from Papadopoulos. Needs a few runners to help him out. Goes for the far post. Collins keeps it in. Now Paslak. Referee sees a foul, and again Paslak head in hands. Can't quite believe the decision. That home stand full of Essen fans, the ultras. As you see the flag at the bottom of the screen, the ultras of course mean the hardcore supporters of Rot-Weiss Essen. And you may not have had this story, but this morning there was an incident between fans of Rot-Weiss Essen, Borussia Dortmund and Schalke 04. All three teams very close to each other geographically. And as the Schalke fans were leaving to go and play Union Berlin in the capital today, when they left this morning, it appears as if a group of fans, a group of ultras from both these sides, from both Borussia Dortmund and Rot-Weiss Essen, combined with each other to attack the Schalke fans. And there are a number of injuries sustained from both sides really, but just goes to show the level of feeling even in this area. Everyone knows that Dortmund and Schalke are arch rivals, but now we're learning that Essen dislike Schalke too. Ball over the top, again easily defended, and Bastians will lift it clear. But yeah, it just reminds me, when you get lots of teams that are that close to each other, kind of reminds me of in London. Obviously there are three massive teams in London, with West Ham a distant fourth, and yeah, it seems that most of those sides kind of combine to dislike Tottenham. Maybe it's something similar here as the ball comes in for Rota. Can't quite find a teammate, and now Goetze does well to play it around the corner, and that's lovely from Belinsky. And after doing the difficult work, Goetze unable to control the pass back to Belinsky. And just over halfway through this first half, still goalless between Rot-Weiss Essen and Borussia Dortmund reserve team. And this German third division game is now Eberwein, a bit of space inside to Papadopoulos. Now Collins, again Papadopoulos needs to find the right pass. Rüther, Koulibaly does well to skip away from Belinsky and buy the free kick. And he takes it quickly, does Koulibaly. Paslak for Eberwein, but Eberwein's not the quickest. Now Essen, that's a decent pass, but it doesn't find a teammate. Looked like it was going to go between the lines, but no. Essen player saw the run. We've kind of settled down into a mistake-filled period of play. Again, time for Collins. Across to Koulibaly. Now Njinma, half a yard to get away, does well to move away again. Njinma's still going and is brought down. Rios Alonso. The tackle just a little bit late, no real malice, but Njinma again showing what he's capable of if you get the ball to his feet. Loves to turn away from defenders. And perhaps Rios Alonso a little bit fortunate that that wasn't a yellow card. And the referee moving the ball, or moving the line into the wall, 10 yards back. Looks like Papadopoulos is going to strike it, but again, I'm pretty certain the wind is from left to right, so it's going to be a difficult task to beat the goalkeeper from here, but Papadopoulos steps up. And on target, but easy for the keeper. Never looked under any real pressure. Gortz. Jakob Gortz, the 24-year-old German keeper. Straight down his throat, really. Had to get up. And to be fair, to give Papadopoulos his due, it was on target. Now Pohlmann. Koulibaly trying to get there again. Now a chance. Pohlmann, far post maybe. Is it going to fall to him? It does, and it's a good save down low from Goltz. Again, Papadopoulos. Wasn't supposed to fall at the feet of Papadopoulos, but the first time effort was going in, and it was a good save down low from Jakob Goltz. Lots of chances in this first half. Again, well played from Njinma. More than happy to do defensive work, Justin Njinma. Most of the attacking in this first half an hour have come from the visitors Dortmund, but perhaps the best chance of the game did fall to Essen. Now Otuali again for Dortmund down this right hand side. Just unable to move the ball towards a teammate. Now ball down the line. Can Belinsky turn? I think it was actually Eisfeld. We haven't seen much of the number 26 in screen there, Musel. He'll want to get more involved in the game as, again, Goetze looking for the ball over the top. It's flicked on. And the fullback keeps it in. It's going to fall to the feet of Eisfeld, maybe. No. Here comes Wiegel. Off the post! Fantastic shot from distance. Andreas Wiegel. It fell to his left foot. As we see the replay here, brilliant play to keep it in from Kefkia. I thought Eisfeld was going to shoot, but then once he found his stronger right foot, Wiegel with the effort and thrashed it off the left-hand post. And I'm not sure that Lotka would have got there had it snuck in inside that post. So another good chance for Essen. It's been quite an entertaining game. But Rot-Weiss Essen, those long balls forward with the wind behind them have been very difficult for Belinsky to keep in. Eberwein with Reuter outside. Scored on his debut for the first team, did Tom Reuter last season, but again, so young, this is probably more his natural level right now. As you can see, tall, rangy defender, comfortable on the ball. Again, a chance for everyone to move forward from the back. Pullman will whip it in, but you can see Koulibaly is there, Njinma, Papadopoulos, Collins, all at least 6 foot tall. They'll make it difficult for Goltz. In it comes. And in the end it was catching practice. A little bit lower would have been more difficult. And Goltz looking for the run of Musel. The referee is probably going to bring that back for a foul, and he does. And a yellow card for Musel. It was Paslak that was taken out. Paslak's under pressure, is able to head the ball clear, but Musel, he's looking all the way. And you can see, yeah, the arm doesn't need to be that high. It's a pretty good call from the referee, to be honest. Torben Musel, first yellow card of the season for the new signing. But having looked at where the defender was, to lift his forearm into his throat, he's not trying to hurt him, but he's definitely trying to make it difficult, and it's a good decision, I think, from the referee. Collins down the line for Paslak. Collins again, all the way back to his keeper Lotka. The young Frenchman Koulibaly back to Dams. Chance for Collins to move forward with the ball. None of the defenders really looking to progress it forward as Collins left with little choice but to hoof it forward, and you can see why he doesn't really want to do that. Passing level from the centre-backs today at Dortmund, not the best. Rota again loses out. It's going to be a break for someone in a second. Berlinski gets it. But the runners just not finding the football right now. Koulibaly, again Berlinski puts him under pressure. And we see Dortmund unable to move the ball outside their own half as Goethe takes control. Herzenbruch, back to Bastians. Nice play, Rios Alonso. Musil, this is better. Vigo round the corner again. Rios Alonso from centre back. Crosses low, but it's too close to the keeper. It's good running off the ball from Rot-Weiss Essen. As long as you get back into position, no problem with that. Rios Alonso running into space, and the ball was able to find his way there too. Papadopoulos back to Collins. No real movement in front of him, so Passlack gets it. That seems the difference between the two sides right now. Dortmund have more of the ball, but they've struggled to move it coherently forward. Again, Dams all the way to Koulibaly. Still can't move the ball past the first line of Essen players. Collins again will launch it. It's straight to Felix Bastians. Now Berlinski, is he offside? He is. And that's poor play really from Ron Berlinski. No need for him to be offside at that particular moment. It's just laziness. Needs to stay onside when the ball is moving towards him. If you want the ball and it bounces to you and you're offside, well, you're not going to have the ball. You need to make sure, strikers need to make sure that they do always stay onside. Now Koulibaly lets it bounce, but again the wind takes it all the way through to Lotka. No wonder on days like today if the wind actually helps you when you have it behind you. You can imagine that Dortmund in the second half will find it easier to move forward, but retreating and defending and getting back into position will feel a lot more difficult in the second half for Borussia Dortmund. And perhaps it was smart of Essen to play with the wind in the first half. Again, Njima breaks away. Njima wants to turn it onto his left foot. It was never a foul, but the referee, is he going to book him for the dive? He is. I'm not sure why Njima didn't line up the shot, because he had the time. Hit it there, comes back, and yeah, although I think the defender lifts his leg up there, doesn't touch him at all. And then Njima, his third yellow of the season so far. Remember, 5 yellows in German football will always bring you a ban. It's not like the Premier League where you have to have 5 yellows by a certain point or 10 yellows by another point. I have to admit, I quite like the German way of doing things as Koulibaly wins the header in midfield. Some space down the left for Kefkia. Not really been in the game too much, but I have a feeling he can whip a good cross in here. He tries to shoot instead, and that was the problem. He might get another go if the ball goes out left. Kefkia this time lifting in right-footed. That's a decent ball, and Koulibaly does well to get there ahead of Belinsky. A bit of encouragement from the home side as we enter the last 6 minutes of the first half. Considering there's been no goals, it's not been a bad game so far between these two. Remember, both sides battling at the wrong end of the German third division table. Now in Jinma, does he have the pace? Does Otuali have the pace? Oh, it almost fell twice for Borussia Dortmund, but somehow Essen get away with it. Now Tarnat. Home fans didn't like that pass. Wanted Tarnat to move the ball forward. Goetze. Rios Alonso. Now Vigo, who's will come the closest really to scoring when he hit the post about 10 minutes ago. Herzenbruch looking for the flick on. Does it fall to Belinsky? No, Koulibaly got there first. Now Rios Alonso again. 3 with their arms up. Again, it's poor ball. Eberwein over the top again for the run. This time Otuali. Otuali tries to play inside, I think, to Rota. Decent idea really, but it does seem that Otuali is not the most confident of strikers. Moses Otuali, 20 years of age, still a baby in football terms. But once he got to the ball, he had a chance to run at the defender and just didn't really show the decisiveness needed. Kefkia with the flick on, but Collins under no pressure can find Lotka. And again the sides build again. Eberwein up against Tarnat. Tarnat again. Rios Alonso to Goetze. Looking for a teammate to play the ball. Goetze again might be under pressure. Forced to go back. And that's the issue that Essen have had. The midfield 3 of Eisfeld, Tarnat and Goetze haven't really combined, and Musil, who looks like he's playing more down the left-hand side right now, just hasn't really got in the game. Here he is, trying to put some pressure on the goalkeeper Lotka. Otuali beaten to it from Bastians. I think from watching this first half you can see why both sides are where they are. There's a good ball from Goetze. Musil shoots surely. Treads on the ball. It might fall in the end to Belinsky, but the referee has decided there's no foul. Musil's clean through and the flag stayed down. We see the ball from Goetze again. First touch was different, but hit it. He sees the defender coming across and tries to protect the ball and ends up standing on it. There's no foul from Collins. It almost fell, but it's another good call from the referee. But I don't think that Musil will last much longer if he continues to be this effective. The substitutes for Rot-Weiss Essen will be desperate to get on, with the striker Engelmann coming back from, it was a throat injury he's been out with. Now Pohlmann. Chance for Paslak to get the ball, then he's won a free kick instead. Decent play from Paslak. Touch not the best, but it enabled Kefke to go for the ball, and once that happened, Paslak just was able to nip it round the corner. It would be a terrible time to concede this, Essen, but a wonderful time for Dortmund to score. Again, numbers of bodies in the box, with the captain Dams being marked by Rios Alonso. 5 will make runs. Koulibaly fell over when making the first run, but it's gone to the back stick. Otuali waited for the ball and just never got there, so Njinma forced to go back and do the defending. Play on, says the referee. That's a good pass. Otuali under pressure. Again, the referee allowing play to continue. Collins will go back to the keeper with Belinsky, trying to make life difficult, but there is the half-time whistle. No injury time here in this German third division game between Rot-Weiss Essen and Borussia Dortmund. The half-time score, well, it's goalless, but we've had a couple of chances for either side. The closest really both coming for Rot-Weiss Essen in that first half, where they hit the post from the fullback Wiegel. We will see you back here in just under 15 minutes time for the resumption of this game, but until then, it's goodbye from me.
Gleich geht's weiter, live bei Magenta Sport mit BWin, dem offiziellen Hauptpartner der dritten Liga.
Mit Hey Obi spart man immer.
Bei großen Projekten?
Und bei kleinen.
Also?
Immer.
Immer.
Immer. Immer sparen mit Hey Obi. Mit günstigen Vorteilsprodukten und Sofortrabatt bei jedem Einkauf. Jetzt App downloaden und registrieren.
Welcome back to live coverage of today's game from the German third division. The halftime score here is Rot-Weiss Essen 0, Borussia Dortmund reserve team 0. It was quite an exciting first half despite the fact we didn't see a goal. Good chances for both sides, but a really good performance also by that man right there. The referee today made a couple of the decisions that seemed controversial, but at the time ended up being to be the correct one when you looked at the replays. No substitutions at half-time, so it's the same 2 sets of 11 to start this second half. And Felix Goetze, the man there, of course, the brother of Mario Goetze. Imagine having a brother that had won the World Cup for their country. The sibling rivalry is dead when that happens, but anyway, of course, Dortmund in their usual yellow and black, going from left to right in this second half. And for those of you that didn't watch the first half, the wind is also going from left to right. So the passes, especially the long passes, have to be perfect for Dortmund if they're going to reach their intended target. I think in the first half, the 2 best chances really did fall to Rot-Weiss Essen. Thomas Eisfeld with the first after about 5 or 6 minutes. Really should have left the keeper with no chance to make the save. And then of course, after about half an hour, they hit the post through Wiegel. But despite having the best 2 chances, it felt as if Dortmund had the best of that first half, had most of the ball. And the question is now, if they continue to dominate midfield, what can they do with it? Some good performances on both sides. I think Justin Njinma has looked lively for Borussia Dortmund. Papadopoulos, of course, just as conspicuous as he always is. The referee's going to bring it back for a foul. And for the home side Essen, I think Felix Goetze has played quite well. And Berlinski has put himself about, made himself a nuisance. But there's been little quality really, certainly team play. Individual quality, yes. Been very little team play on show in that first 45 minutes. But hopefully in the second half we'll have a better game. And Kefke with the cross is a decent one. Keeper comes for it, doesn't get there, and well, the offside flag has gone up and spared the blushes. The long free kick, I think, got caught up in the air, in the wind. Made it very difficult for Lotka to get there. And if you were going to play the percentages, which I think Essen certainly should in this second half, putting the ball into the mixer, into the 18-yard box, and wondering where it will land might be a good thing to do. Should be a throw to Essen and is. Kefke. Inside to Eisfeld. Eisfeld, the ball's on down the right-hand side, and he's played it perfectly. The fullback Wiegel is in. And in the end, Wiegel almost catches Lotka out at the near post. Very similar to the goal scored by Everton yesterday in the Premier League. Took it quite early. And Lotka would have been beaten. But a good early chance in this second half for Essen. To the far post. Free header maybe. Oh. Goetze got there but couldn't quite deflect it goalwards. Can they produce a corner of similar quality from this side? Berlinski inside the 6-yard box waiting. And it's headed clear. Now Kefke. Looks like he's going to launch a long one into the box. Flicked on. Pullman loses out. And now Rota again, shot from distance, but Koulibaly gets his head in the way of the shot, and Goetze now to Kefkir again. Cross to the far post again, hangs up in the air, and this time I think it's Papadopoulos. Oh, what a shot! Oh, what a goal! An incredible finish from Thomas Eisfeld. The ball just dropped out of the air, and the first time volley, or Essen have gone in front. What a goal to watch live that was. Christoph Dabrowski celebrating with his defender Herzenbruch, but Thomas Eisfeld has brought the ground to life. In the 51st minute of the game, it's Rot-Weiss Essen 1, Borussia Dortmund 0, and we see it. Eyes on the ball, first time volley into the corner. That is unstoppable. I don't care what level of football you're playing at, if you hit a shot like that. First goal of the season for Thomas Eisfeld, what a cracker. Now Papadopoulos does well to get away from two. But the pass again, nowhere near good enough. And Thomas Eisfeld, I doubt he's hit many goals better than that in his career. Golds. Pullman taken down from Tarnat. And Borussia Dortmund now with it all to do. Remember, Dortmund started the game just a couple of goals outside the relegation zone. Need points more than anything. Essen started the day 4 points ahead of them. But of course, with victory today, it would ease a lot of their relegation concerns. Again, it was cleared away from Nicholas Dams, and just inside the area, Thomas Eisfeld. I think both feet were off the ground when the ball was struck. Wonder strike. Now Pullman to the far post. If he gets there, Rota. Brilliant cross from Pullman, and you thought Rota with the height advantage was going to get on the end of it. We should see an exciting second half. Goetze. It's 4 versus 3 unless the left back gets back in time. Needs to find the pass. It's a poor ball round the corner. Goetze doing everything he can to find Kefkir. Here we go, Kefkir again, looking for Belinsky. That's not a bad ball. And Koulibaly does well on the cover. And you see, 3:10 local time, but Rot-Weiss Essen 1-0 up against the Gäste, the visitors of Borussia Dortmund. The first time we've really heard the crowd so far this afternoon as Papadopoulos looks to strike. Good block from Tarnat. Rota to Koulibaly. Collins doesn't trust himself to get past Goetze. Goes back to Lotka. And Berlinski again running himself into the ground. Eberwein, first time ball round the corner, but he would be a candidate to be substituted if I was the Dortmund manager. Michael Eberwein not really been in the game at all. Kefkir. Misunderstanding between him and Musil. Those home fans, they haven't seen a win at home for 5 months. Desperate to see their side win, especially against their local rivals. And what a goal it was to give them the lead. You won't see many better goals than that anywhere around the world this weekend. As soon as it left his boot, you thought, oh, that's in the corner, that's in. No keeper was getting anywhere near it. Paslak back to Collins. Can Dortmund get an equaliser? The last time Essen won at home was back in September. 19th of September was the last time they won at home. Gone half a season without winning at home, but Papadopoulos waits too long. And some pace down the right-hand side from Wiegel. Loves to get forward down the right-hand side is Andreas Wiegel. We've seen it a number of times in this game so far. Silly foul from Koulibaly, really. No need to try and win the ball there. As Rios Alonso restarts play, Belinsky goes down. And the foul goes against him. Again, looking at the assistant, wondering what on earth went wrong. Lovely ball over the top, trying to find Njinma. I think they need to just connect play a little bit better in midfield. Njinma's been a threat up top, but Otuali hasn't really got into the game at all. And as we approach the hour mark, surely the manager Zimmerman is thinking about making some changes. Röter down the line again, looking for Njinma, goes down under the challenge, and the referee says that he was taken out from behind. They try to play the ball quickly, but I think the referee won't allow that. And Eberwein has to put it back to Pohlmann. Referee looking over, and it looks like we are going to see the first change. So Collins is going off, and Falco Michel is coming on. Well, that's an attacking change. Going to a back four now, surely Dortmund. And that might help Dortmund move the ball forward, playing it on the ground. They needed an extra body in midfield. You see that Michel has gone into an early area. Oh, actually, having said that, it looks as if Papadopoulos has just gone to play where Collins was playing. He's lost out. Goetze does really well, looking for some assistance. Inside to Eisfeld. Goes down, but the referee, he does give the free kick. I'm not sure what Pohlmann did wrong there. Eisfeld closed down and was in trouble. Chance again for Essen to get the big men forward. Bastians will have made the journey. And with the wind able to hold the ball up, if I'm Kefkir, I'm just going to loft it onto the penalty spot if I can, have people attack it. It's into the box, but it's not the greatest, and you see, is it Bastians that's gone to ground in the box, wants a penalty clearly. Look at Bastians in the box. Well, he is being held. You could see the shirt being held, but I'm not sure it was enough to bring him to ground. Kefkir again, flicked on, and Luka! And Koulibaly with the block. Another shot. Are they going to get it away? Goetz's in there. Pinball, and finally Dortmund get it clear. Rot-Weiss chasing. More space now for Goetz. Left-footed ball again. Berlinski's in there. Bastians is in there. Musil trying to shoot. Oh, hits Papadopoulos in the chest, and I think the ball felt that one. Oh, what an effort! Kefkir it was with the shot from distance. But you see this here. Kefkir always rising, really. But the direction was good. Here's Luka again. Papadopoulos and Koulibaly do enough to get the ball away. But 2-0 would surely see. That's a lovely ball from Eberwein. I say 2-0 will surely see the points going, at least one of them going towards Essen. I don't imagine Dortmund would come back from a 2-0 deficit, but the stadium is rocking right now. Essen know that Dortmund are on the ropes. Papadopoulos again, and Jimmer running after it. Might fall to Rot-Weiss. Now Eberwein. Oh, free header surely, no! Great defending in the end from Wiegel at that far post. I don't think Reuter thought it was going to fall to him, and had he done so, Dortmund could have easily got the equaliser. Koulibaly again to Papadopoulos. Eberwein inside to the substitute Michel. Now Koulibaly. Eberwein into the box. Header comes from Reuter, and comfortable save in the end from Goltz. Just couldn't get enough power behind the header as it was lifted up. Needed to be from a running start rather than a jumping one, but again, the direction was pretty good. And Goltz had to watch it carefully. Now Kefkir inside to Goetze. Eisfeld back to Kefkir. This is better from Essen. Berlinski tried to go round the corner, but Papadopoulos was wise to it. And Saint-Michel just behind Njinma. Another substitution for Dortmund. It's going to be Rota and Rot-Weiss to come off, to be replaced by Kamara and Elongo Yombo. Elongo Yombo will probably go into midfield. And Kamara, pretty certain he's more of a midfielder, so we'll see what they do now. If they keep the same formation if they move more people around. Eberwein probably quite fortunate to still be on the pitch, but as we look at the table currently, Essen up to 13th position with 28 points. And again, Borussia Dortmund 2 just a couple of goals, I think just one goal now ahead of Oldenburg. Vital 3 points this would be for Essen if it stays this way. "20 minutes into the second half. The score still Rot-Weiss Essen 1, Borussia Dortmund 0. Of course, the reserve side of Borussia Dortmund, known in Germany as Borussia Dortmund 2, the second team. But difficult to call them that in English because everyone thinks they've scored 2 goals. But there's a long ball forward again from Papadopoulos, and it's just catching practice for Goltz. Dortmund have to do better than that. Bar that header from Röther a few minutes ago, they haven't really tested Jakob Goltz in this second half at all. Berlinski. Goetze does well. As Ilongo Yombo looks like he's playing down the right-hand side for Dortmund. We might be seeing another substitute, or is that Röther sitting down? But the manager, Dubrovsky, standing there, barking orders to his Rot-Weiss Essen side. Eberwein over the top again for Njinma. He's got the pace, and Rios Alonso has no desire to play for the ball at any point in that battle. His eyes are only on Njinma, and I think he's been pretty fortunate. You watch this. Just pushing the attacker away, watching where the ball is, but not trying to play the ball at all. And now we see both sets trying something strange as there's space down the right for Wiegel. 2 to aim for. Will he pull it back to a teammate? It's Kamara, I think, the substitute that got it away. Looked a bit awkward in doing so, but pretty certain there's a second goal in this game. Sixth corner for Rot-Weiss Essen. In it comes, flicked on maybe, but no, it's Rios Alonso with the header. Got too much on it. But Dortmund aren't giving up. Paslak to Papadopoulos. Under pressure, needs to move the ball forward and does. Koulibaly down the line. Both sides showing a bit more poise on the ball now. Kamara to Papadopoulos. Needs to move forward with the ball. Can't keep on going backwards with it. One of the back three has to move forward with it. Koulibaly did it early on, but now the space is here for Papadopoulos. Can he find the pass? Well, no is the short answer to that one. Again, Berlinski using his body a little bit too much. The wrecking crew, the crazy chickens, as it said there in Spanish. Those home fans of Rot-Weiss Essen making all the noise as they try to stop the ball going in the goal in front of them. Papadopoulos again, it's a poor pass. Musil has got options either side. Plays it a bit too far ahead of Wiegel, but the cross is there. We've got a bit of basketball football now. Michel looking for options. Finds Eberwein. Eberwein takes all the speed out of the move forward, but now Pohlmann into the box. Shifts it onto his right foot. Pohlmann still going. It's good defending in the end. As Rios Alonso going to cross to make the challenge, but Pohlmann, well, he sat Goetze down. Goetze had no idea where Pohlmann was going, but Rios Alonso did just enough as Dortmund have yet another corner. Kefkir, Eisfeld, neither one of them the biggest. Look, Papadopoulos and Michel much bigger than their opponents. If it's played into a good area, but again, Musil at the near post gets it clear. Dortmund do seem to have a height advantage, so if they can get those corners and set pieces right, it's going to fall at the feet of Paslak. Long range effort, but never looked like it was going to trouble Goltz too much. One bounce, but always 3 or 4 yards wide of that right hand post. But Dortmund have it within them to get an equaliser, one they desperately need. Again, Ilongo Yombo, it might fall for Njinma. Handball maybe. The defenders couldn't get it under control. I'm surprised that Dortmund haven't run a bit more at Herzenbruch. Had an early yellow card to the defender, but since then, playing on this left-hand side, moving to the bottom of your screen now, he's had very little to do. Kefkir wins the header, down to Belinsky. Decent idea, but just couldn't get the right pace on the pass. We haven't seen a change from Essen yet. 16,267, as you can see at the game. It's a pretty good attendance for this level, this local derby. Sunday afternoon trip to the football for the whole family. That's why it's so important that when you do get teams that are close to each other, that you make it possible for people to go. See that stand opposite the cameras, it's pretty much full. The home end's pretty much full with the flag going as Paslak wins another corner, does he? Well, that's brilliant defending from Herzenbruch to stop that from going behind. Paslak again. Eberwein looking for a longer Yombo. But the experienced Wiegel brings it away, and unfortunate for Belinsky. Again, a long ball forward. It's going to fall for Eberwein, is it? No, it's good defending from Herzenbruch. Now Kefkir out to stop Eberwein. Eberwein again. He's a tall attacker, Michael Eberwein. He's waiting for the cross, but was moving away from goal as the ball came in. And travelling Dortmund fans in that top right-hand corner of the screen. Surprised that Moore didn't make the trip. But I think that the A side of Dortmund are also playing this afternoon, so that's maybe why. 80,000 people at Signal Iduna Park watching Dortmund play their Bundesliga game, as the ball again is played forward, looking for Ilonga Yombo. But as I've mentioned a number of times, now in Jinma, he slips at the wrong moment. Goetze down the line for Kefkir. Poor cross, and Papadopoulos can bring it clear. Finds Michel. Eberwein again looking to feet. But this is better from Dortmund. Keep the ball on the ground. And as I say that, Paslick just lifts it into the area. Goltz. Again, and Jimmer lets the ball run. I don't know why he doesn't control it. There are chances in this for Dortmund, but the ball, they're just making poor decisions at the wrong time. Dums to Koulibaly. Back to Dums. Just a quarter of an hour left. Can Dortmund get an equaliser that perhaps their performance deserves? Which of these Dortmund players is going to be the one to get things back on level terms? Can Essen hold out for a vital 3 points? Lots of subplots in this game so far, not least the fact that their fans, the hooligans of both sides, the ultras, got involved in some shenanigans with Schalke early this morning. That story will run and run in German football over the next couple of days. I know that there's also a Revier derby between Borussia Dortmund A-side and Schalke coming up soon. So the local police will be aware of any changes, as again the ball is lifted forward and Goltz comes and claims the ball. Never really been in huge trouble so far today, Jakob Goltz. Dortmund just in desperate need for a goal. Again, Eberwein over the top for Ilonga Yombo. Needs some help. Can't even win a corner, as Rios Alonso does really well. Now Goetze round the corner for Eisfeld. Can they get the ball right? And Eisfeld is upset with Belinsky for not going for it, but Belinsky knew that he would have been offside. I think he expected Eisfeld to keep running. Kamara to Pullman. Still haven't really changed their formation, Borussia Dortmund. Koulibaly back again to Dams. Don't understand why Dortmund don't go to a back four. There's no need for three of them to deal with Belinsky. If Papadopoulos can join the midfield, it would look better. They don't have to make a substitution really, but they need to do something because they can't get the ball forward. Now Eberwein, Ilonga Yombo, that's a good pass. Paslak, again just two to aim for. This would be the 8th defeat in 9 games for Borussia Dortmund if it stays this way. They just can't find a goal. They don't have the attacking threat necessary. They've had most of the ball in this game so far. Michel. Now Kamara needs to get the ball in. What is he waiting for? Put the ball into the box, Dortmund. Is Pullman going to do it? No. Waiting for the right opportunity, but at some point it just needs to go forward. And there's what happens when you don't do it. Elongo Yombo, decent idea, but poor execution. And now we're going to see another set of substitutions, 2 from each side. So Engelmann, the taller of the Essen players, is coming on. I think it's Holtzweiler just behind him. Little and large team if ever I saw one. And it's going to be the goal scorer Thomas Eisfeld who will go off. Goal scorer today, and here we see it again. An absolute rocket volley, first time straight out of the air. A goal of the highest quality. And Berlinski is also going off, so the 9 and 10 are off. It looks like there's going to be another substitution for Essen with 10 minutes to go, maybe trying to see the game out, a few fresh legs. It's going to be Engelmann to play the Berlinski role up top. You see the substitutions as well for Dortmund. Gurpus and De Kono are the 2 that have come into the game. Lots of substitutions really from both sides. Be interesting to see if this affects the flow of the game. The referee's going to bring it back for a push, I think. Engelmann found to be the guilty party. Now Lotka. Again, can't find a teammate with the kick. And Holtzweiler. Nice flick around the corner. Is he onside? Well, the defender will be. He just couldn't bring the ball with him. It's Gurputz that's come on for Koulibaly for Dortmund. So I think Dortmund have finally gone to 4 at the back. But it may only be just Paslak and Dams that are the traditional defenders in this side. Chance to play the ball forward, does well. Gets a bit fortunate, does Gurputz. Engelmann. Now spread wide to Kefkir. Engelmann looking to try and bring it under control. Couldn't do so, but this is it. There are going to be battles all over the pitch now as they try to reassert some dominance. The shot from distance! Brilliant shot, I think, from Musil that found the post. Second time they've hit the post in the game so far. And if Essen don't come away with all 3 points, that shot from Musil, they'll come to regret it not going in. Engelmann let it down, and that beat Lotka all ends up. Another great shot from distance. Just didn't quite come in enough to find that bottom corner. Now Pullman again wants to find the ball on his right foot if he can. Oh, it's a poor pass. 2 versus 2 if they can get it right. Engelmann into the box, the header goes in and it's in! It's a second goal for Rot-Weiss Essen. And it's the substitute Rotter that has scored it. It was poor defending from Felix Paslak. That's what led to the opportunity. And the number 6, Rotter, managed to find his way into the 18-yard box to plant a header behind Marcel Lotka. And Essen will come away surely now with all 3 points. It's Rot-Weiss Essen 2, Borussia Dortmund 0. Musel first to Engelmann, and then Engelmann just drifts the ball in, and there's nothing Lotka could do. Rotter's there, just needs to get the ball on target, does so, and you can see how much that means. The 85th minute of the game, and Björn Rotter, the 26-year-old midfielder, has got the second. Dortmund again caught out at the back. He's only been on the pitch a couple of minutes, Rotter, replacing Felix Goetze. Somehow Eberwein is still on the pitch. Can Dortmund get one back quickly and maybe make it more interesting? They have a corner. We've seen a couple of really good goals. First one really came from nothing as it just dropped out of the sky, but the second one, they worked the opportunity really well, Rot-Weiss Essen. And Lotka, to be fair, the keepers had no chance with either of the 2 goals. Now Pohlmann, keeper can't get there. Still in play, and finally cleared. Gurputz back to Lotka. Again, the wind is going to get hold of that. And Herzenbruch just into an area. 2 26s battling. Elongo Yombo round the corner to Paslak. That's a foul surely, and it's been given. Borussia Dortmund not giving up. Paslak obviously having just made the mistake that led to the second Essen goal. Wants to make things better, wants to get maybe on the score sheet for Borussia Dortmund. Pohlmann flicked on, and another corner. Bastians it was who got the vital header. And that second goal, I think, for Dortmund, against Dortmund, has pushed them down into the bottom 4. The 2-goal advantage they had over Oldenburg has now gone, and a third would see them even more into the relegation zone. But there's a party atmosphere in Essen. Will it fall in the box for a Kono? Again, a simple ball out, looking for Engelmann. Michel. Pohlmann inside to Kamara. Paslak. Again, there's no one there on that side. It's easy for Sponsel. The quality from Dortmund just hasn't been good enough. And Rot-Weiss Essen will surely see this one out. Another substitution to waste a little bit more time. The home fans making all the noise. It's going to be Musel, the winter signing, who comes off anonymous in the first half but hit the post in the second, as Michael Niemeyer gets a minute or so. Maybe an appearance fee for him. Kefkir has done well. Now Engelmann. Herzenbruck. Now Papadopoulos. Pohlmann looking for Gurputz, but again, pass isn't to feet, and Gurputz upset. Looks like we're going to have 3 minutes maybe of injury time, but that just means 3 minutes of celebrations for Rot-Weiss Essen. So happy for them. And Dortmund again will have it all to do in their next game. They need to get some points somewhere. Next week, Borussia Dortmund are at home against Waldhof Mannheim, whereas Essen will travel to Ingolstadt, the home of Audi. But the body language of those Dortmund players is all wrong. Another defeat for them. It's got to affect your confidence. They're not bad players at Borussia Dortmund, but they haven't found the formula as a team to create chances, and that's the thing. Sponsel loses it to Gurputz. Misunderstanding between Sponsel and his teammate. You see Jan Zimmermann wearing the boot at the far end. Hasn't been able to stop the rot so far, having come in as their new manager just a couple of games ago. But they've got to find a way to score goals, Borussia Dortmund, because if they don't, they will be relegated at this level. They're not keeping many clean sheets, but they're certainly not scoring. And that will be the challenge for Zimmermann going forward. Can he create chances? Can he get the right balance? And down to the last 30 seconds here. It's going to finish surely 2-0. Substitute Engelmann. Plays it in. Now look, just getting it forward as quickly as he can, hoping for something special. Not a bad kick in the end, really, as Okono tried to get on the end of it. Papadopoulos inside to Michel. Again, the ball over the top is over here. And that pretty much sums up Borussia Dortmund's afternoon. The final whistle has gone. It's finished here. Rot-Weiss Essen 2. Borussia Dortmund reserves 0. A comfortable home win in the end for the Wrecking Crew and their side. Rot-Weiss Essen. They move up to 13th in the table, and they'll look to go further as the season continues. Well, we hope you've enjoyed coverage of the German third division this afternoon. We'll have another game for you next week, but until then, it's goodbye from us.